So let's get started with our pattern. I have already assembled my pattern so I can talk you through it. But before we start, I want to just show you this little bit. On the very first page of your pattern, you'll find a scale which you need to measure, and it needs to be exactly 5 centimeters, or the other test scale an inch. That's really important. It's also important that you use a ruler or a tape measure where you know that will actually do the trick, because some of the tape measures are slightly short or a little bit longer and then you think it doesn't fit, so use a ruler. And once you've done that, you can cut it all out, and you have attachment lines so you can put it together really easily. And you also get an assembly plan. That is absolutely brilliant because it shows you exactly how many pieces are in your pattern, and then you can say, yeah, okay, my front has got an A and a B. If this was a size 2 to 3, for example, you would have slightly more pieces, obviously, because less fits on the page of the total pattern piece. Once you put everything together, we can start having a look at what we've got here. Let's have a look at the actual garments here as well, so you can see what your pattern piece relates to. This here is the hem trim option B, and that's the plain hem trim that you can see here. It's just the fabric folded over and of course closed on one end and then attached here. You could top stitch this like I've done here, or you could use a twin needle. That's also really cool, works very well, or cover stitch, yay. One day I will have one myself. So that's that one. Then we've also got the alternate hem trim. And this hem trim here has got a slightly shorter front to the back, so you got this little high-low effect, which I think is really great, and that's what you get when you sew this one on. I think it looks absolutely stunning. It goes a little bit lower and the front stays high, so that looks really super cute. Here I've got my back. The back is cut on the fold, so you get a complete piece, and you only need to cut it once. Then we've got something that is a little bit different, and that is the front. It's not cut on the fold, it is cut as one piece, because we've got the opening here in which we're going to put our cam snaps. So you have to cut this out with the right side of the fabric facing up. That is what you need to do. And then we have got two sleeves. One sleeve is for the side where you have no opening, and the other side is for the sleeve where you do have an opening. And when you put this together, we have fold lines here and fold lines there. Fold it over and then just place these on top of each other, because that is what's going to happen. And what you're going to find is that when it's sewn together, that the front is going to be 0.5 centimeters longer than the back, and that's all, and it will fit perfectly. There we go. So there is nothing to that really. So don't overthink this, I would say. Just close it, as I'm going to show you in the video up here, and then iron it into place and you will find it's perfect. There's nothing wrong with that. That works great. If you want to make the sweatshirt without the closure, you can. I have got a lot of room here in the neckline. You don't need to worry that there's not enough room. So what you then do is you cut a pair of the left sleeve, right? And then you cut the front on the fold, and I have marked the center front, and I've made it so it's really, really big so that you can see this is my center front. So you can fold this over, and then you have a very standard sweatshirt. So you've got the two options, ones with a placket and cam snaps or metal snaps, or without. And then finally we have got the wrist cuff and the neckband. And the wrist cuff is just going to be folded over and then folded over sideways here, and that's it. And the wrist cuff is a little bit bigger than you would normally have on something that you want to fit really tightly, because it's meant to go over other items of clothing, and so you don't want that to be super tight. And then finally the neckband, we have got a little dashed line here. The dashed line is when you want to make a standard sweatshirt. What you need to do is fold that over and then cut it like that, so that you get rid of the seam allowance that you've obviously got in here where we have the overlap, right? So it's very, very important that you take that off. So 2.5 less will do the trick, and that's it. All my pattern pieces explained. I hope you really enjoy making this, and please share your photos with us when you're done. I can't wait to see them in Facebook and here on the course. So let's get started with making our sweatshirt. The next step is cutting out our fabric.